Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Insight Exchange Show. This is a project born out of the incredible folks in the Inside Quest Exchange community on Facebook, a group created by fans of the formerly Inside Quest show hosted by Tom Bilyeu, which has now turned into an amazing company called Impact Theory. Check them out on the interwebs. Since the creation of the group, it has become an astonishing place for open-minded learners from all over the world to congregate and exchange their ideas, insights, and amazing experiences with each other, and help each other become the best version of themselves. Today's guest takes the idea of creating the best version of yourself and literally runs with it. This Midwest native saw a need for something to exist and, wanting to help as many people as she could, just got after it. She noticed that in the crazy quagmire that is now podcast land, there was no show, no forum, no marathon discussion on the idea of running as a lifestyle. So she sprinted ahead, 1 foot at a time, and filled that gap, ran that road, and blazed that trail. The Running Lifestyle Show has had over 170 episodes, featuring well-known doctors, entrepreneurs, including Tom himself, a former Navy SEAL, trainers, and everyone in between. What do they all have in common? They all combine the love of running with this little thing called the growth mindset, and together they show us all what value the commitment of running can bring. But does she stop there? Heck no! This lady's sneakers don't come with brakes. She's also focusing on getting certified in positive psychology so she can bring even more value to the table and help folks in every aspect of their lives. All right, let's lace up and head down the trail with the host of the Running Lifestyle Show, Kari Gormley. Kari, good afternoon.
Hi, Travis. That was great. Wow, I feel like a guest on Impact Theory with that wonderful intro. Wow, that's really nice, and I love how you tied the running in there.
Yeah, that was fun. I think.
Yeah.
I was like, how many running puns can I make?
Yeah, that was awesome. I caught those.
Thank you. I want to dive right into a question that I have a interesting history with running myself, but something that is on my mind about running, because I understand like there are so many interesting aspects of running out there, and there's so much that you can glean out of it. And I'm going to ask this two ways, and take this whichever way you want to, and one way or another, you're going to end up probably around the same area. But I want to see how you feel about this. What do you think is the greatest lesson you've ever learned from running, or what do you feel could be the greatest lesson somebody could learn from running as a lifestyle?
Right, that you're stronger than you think you are. And I think running is a really great metaphor for life, is that sometimes when you're running, you feel great, things are easy, you could go on forever. Sometimes things are terrible, you're hitting the wall. And it's those times where you have to decide, like, do I bag this run, or do I say, you know what, if I'm still having a hard time in 10 minutes, okay, then I'll stop. So it's really a metaphor for life. And why I like to do it is it evolves over time, just like we evolve in our careers and our lives. Your running evolves, and it feels like it's a parallel to your life.
Hey, I like how you put that. You're stronger than you think you are. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? And what I guess kind of what I'm looking for, and I don't want to lead you to this, but what I'm looking for is how you correlate being stronger than you think you are, and what running really does to the mindset.
Right. I think there are distances where you hear about them, you're like, wow, that's crazy, I never could do that. Well, getting from the couch and then doing that, say maybe a marathon, yeah, that's really quick. You can't just go run a marathon if you're sitting on the couch and you haven't been running. But I think it's one of these things where if you put your mind to it, and it's like we famously like to talk about, or as Tom likes to talk about, having this growth mindset, as Carol Dweck, the psychologist, termed, is that, okay, well, maybe I can't right now, but let me see what I can do. And this idea too is that we don't have a growth mindset around everything, and that's fine. And I think with running, like, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. There are plenty of other ways you can exercise. And in fact, I'm severely cutting down on my running right now because I'm concerned about what it does to my body and what I want to do later in my life. So I think it's one of those things where it's okay. See how far you can go, and you never forget the first time you ran that certain distance. It's like, oh my gosh, I just did 14 miles. I've never done more than a half marathon. And then, wow, I just ran a marathon. And then, wow, I just ran 3 marathons in 6 weeks. But okay, that's enough. How can I use that for some other place in my life? And that's the thing. Like, you don't know until you try. And if it doesn't go well, okay, well then you learned something.
Absolutely. And and you don't know like what distances that you can go until you push yourself, and you don't know what strength you have until you ask yourself and you grab it really, really deep and pull it out. Like when you're on the trail, when you're running, you're tired, you're getting out of breath, like, can I make it this another half a mile? Can I do that? And that's where you really start to find your inner strength.
Exactly.
Did you ever hear about the guy who ran every day for 40 years?
Oh, gosh. I think I have. Yeah. I don't know who he is, but I have heard that.
Yeah, I forget his name. I forget where he was, but he basically lived in the same like beach area for 40 some odd years, and he ran every single day without fail.
Yeah.
It didn't matter, rain or shine. If he like, and like he, and in the day, he had, like, a bunch of stuff kind of like broken or whatever, but over time. But it was a really interesting lesson in mental fortitude. That I really, really liked, and I really kind of gravitated towards. It's for myself, I'm not really. I run to meet a minimum standard for myself. I love to run, but it's given me some issues. So
Exactly.
I try to maintain a minimum standard with it. But I totally get that, like, mind body connection, that finding that inner strength. Why do you think that's something that is so important for everyday life?
I'm sorry. Is that to run or to set goals?
To find that inner strength, to have that ability to summon up that inner strength, and using kind of running as a metaphor for that, right? So when you're running, you have you get tired, you got to dig down deep to make it that extra mile, or even that extra 10 feet or whatever. How important do you think that is to have that ability in everyday life?
I think it's a gift. I think the big picture is that life is precious, and I don't want to sound morbid here, but we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. And I think it's a delicate balance of taking care of yourself so you do have a future, but then also living in the present. And why I fell in love with running is it combines so many things that we know are good for us, where a lot of times you run outside and we know it's important to get outside. Sometimes you're running with friends, and so you're bonding and you're making a memory there. And then also you're moving your body, so that's good. So I think it's not necessarily, and I was never this hardcore runner. I mean, the podcast was very strategically chosen to say the running lifestyle show. I didn't want to be a running coach. It wasn't about speed. It was about, by having running in your life, how does that impact your lifestyle and make it better? And so as a runner, as you found out, you get injuries easily. So especially when you do these, it's repetitive motion, and especially when you do longer distances. And so for me, it's really is thinking about, what can I do today that will help me keep on running? And a lot of times it's taking a day off, or it's doing yoga. So I'm activating the parasympathetic nervous system and not just the nervous system, because you have the balance of yin and yang. You can't just, be up all the time.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, to use the easiest way to say this, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Exactly.
You can't be just going all the time. You have to find that balance, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's using that as a great metaphor for life. It's just finding that right trail and pounding that dirt, and taking a break when you know you need to take a break, and pushing forward when you know you can push forward. And it's incredible. That's one of the reasons I do love and enjoy running. That's why I maintain it in my life. I mean, as part of my healthy fitness lifestyle, is because I know a lot more of the mental benefits than the physical benefits for me.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. And that's proven scientifically that if you're having a problem, or you want to try to think of something, just go for a run or even a walk. And a lot of times you'll figure it out. It's amazing.
Yeah, just let that just pound some dirt and let that subconscious do its magic. Right, I love that. I love it so much. I mean, it's so incredible. Do you have any thoughts or any closing statements or things that you want our audience to learn, consider about running or what or what you're doing now?
Yeah, I would say to really look at yourself and decide, what do you want to do with your precious life? This one precious life that we have. What makes you happy? You know, at the end of the day, I think all of us, most people want to create more memories. So what are those memories that you want to have? And to take a time out and a pause and to really look at that. And I can't say enough good or have enough benefits about being intentional with your life and with your time and with your day, and figure out what works for you. I think it's so easy to be caught up of, this person wakes up at this time, or this person eats that, or this person does this exercise. Well, if you don't like it, don't do it. If your body isn't wired to do that way, it doesn't mean you're a slacker. It just means you're wired to do something different. So really choose how you want to live your life. Make it a choice. Make it intentional.
And run towards it, right?
There you go. Nice. Nice one, Travis.
Thanks. I couldn't help myself. Yeah. No, it's such an incredible lesson to learn. I really want to. I want everybody to really understand what you just said, is that it's your life, it's your body, it's you figure out what's the best for it. If it's not running, and it's something else. Everybody has an exercise that they could like to do. It's just finding the thing that they like to do and just incorporating it and finding it in your lifestyle. It's there's so much to it. You just have to get out there and figure that out, and just get and if you don't want to, that's fine. But I mean, just accept the consequences of that decision, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah.
that's up to you.
And it evolves. I can't tell you how many people I hear from my podcast and people I talk to in my own running journey, where it changes over time. It's not always the same, and that's fine. And you get to decide what a runner is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like you look in the, you know, it has to be you have to run a marathon or that. I think it's to be gentle with yourself and know that things are going to evolve, and it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right. You don't have to run a 35-mile run unless you want to. If you can consider yourself a runner, if you just sprint a mile every once in a while, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, all different shapes and sizes, all different shades of gray, as they say. Yeah. All right, I love it. Thank you, Kari, so much. This is fun, and I really like. I love these discussions. This really gets me super fired up, and I want to go run a mile right now. So perfect.
Well, run on your way.
Exactly. All right, everybody. This is a weekly show. Please check out the Inside Quest Exchange Facebook group on the Facebook, and find us all on the social medias. Kari, if there is any one place that you want to send folks to hear all about the amazingness that is running and everything in between, where should they go?
You can head over to the website, which is therunninglifestyle.com.
Boom. Love it. Simple, effective. Get over there. There is a lot of really cool shows on there. A lot of really good, not only like top tier folks, but also like everyday folks just getting after it. I really, really, really love that. It's awesome. All right. Please check us out. Insight Exchange Show on the YouTube, Inside Quest Exchange on the Facebook, and we're just all over the place. So find us, love us. Click the like, click the subscribe. I swear I'm going to write a better outro someday. Maybe not. This is actually kind of a lot of fun. So, all right. See you guys. See you next week. Thanks, Kari.